It's happening right now. There's a really good chance people can hear me talk. Anybody have a good joke? I
I'm
don't.
terrible with jokes.
I need a good cosmic joke. Forrest
Uh,
comes up with cute jokes sometimes. Okay.
what do you call a fake noodle?
A fake noodle. I don't know. What do you
Yes.
call a fake noodle?
An impasta.
That's a pretty cute joke, Sage,
I like
Yes.
actually.
it.
Okay. So now, everyone, thank you for coming back, for sticking around, for going through the traumatic experience of trying to restream
The PTSD.
four people from four different parts of the United States. So give us a moment here and thank you, folks, because the only way that ladies, I never even reminded you that you might want a separate phone or tablet or something so you can see the chat, but you're probably not going to be able to. And so I'm going to read the chat for you.
Thank you, Miss Moderator.
That's how it's going to be. Oh, good. Our restream even caught me yelling at my son. That's awesome. Okay. So there we go. This is our most professional one yet.
But you know what? We're here.
We are here.
Okay.
We are here. Okay. So I'm going to read the chat. Oh, of course I can hear myself now. Okay.
I was like, ooh, deja vu.
Yeah. Let me
Oh, let's see. This is me trying to see questions.
okay. I turned myself off on okay, there we go. I have to be able to read the chat. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we
You need like
go.
multiple, you need like, like multiple screens up.
I feel like my son, like Forrest is in there and he has a projector on with his friends on the wall. He has a TV on playing a video game, a laptop with whatever vibe he's creating, and then he'll have his phones in front of him too. Like he could seriously send rockets to space. Like that is how good he is at multitasking.
Man says simulation or stimulation to the max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's totally fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like it right now. Okay, so oh my goodness, please just reduce my screen so I can do this. Let me be a good host.
My son came over tonight and he goes, Mom, why aren't y'all on Discord? Like, you need a Discord server. So he offered to make us a room in his server if we ever wanted to like restream to a Discord.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, that is very
Yeah, I
sweet.
thought that was nice. We used to play Dungeons and Dragons like over Discord when I was traveling for work. So they would be at home and they would have like the board and the dice, and I had like an auto roller on my phone and
Sage is listening. She's totally into
we would
D&D.
play.
I'm tapped in. Shannon, have you ever seen Queens on a Quest?
No.
So it's like these really popular drag queens and they play Dungeons and Dragons and it's fabulous. I'll send you a link.
Yes, you're gonna have to send the link.
Yeah, it's great.
That's really funny. Okay. That's actually very cute. I would like to share that with my gay chat on my phone. They would
I
get a
will
kick
send
out of
it
that.
to I'll send it to everybody here.
Okay.
But Queens on a
Okay.
Quest.
We have sounds like we're all back and fine and this the second attempt is always the better one, I suppose. In our chat, the let's see. Dynamite would like to know, are there any Lyrans here today? That I would nail you for a Lyran for sure. Did I even tell you that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like Lyran, and I apparently decided I like the Pleiades a lot.
Yeah.
You have a lion's mane.
And I'm a Leo.
Your hair is giving.
Shannon is giving 80s glam like
Yes.
so fiercely today. Yeah. As soon as she came on, I'm like, oh my gosh, you look so good.
Yes.
And it was funny. My husband was like, he put on ABBA, like the Take a Chance on Me in the bathroom while I was getting ready. So I think I was like channeling that. I'm like, yeah, this is good. And I have on fancy eye makeup for people who actually know me in real life. I suck at this sort of thing, but I'm like, this is in honor of Sage.
Thank
So
you.
sweet.
Like, this is my time to pull out my fancy sparkly eye makeup.
It's practice, practice, practice.
My sister is so good. Like she got all of the art and I got all of like the not useful math.
So the not useful math.
Yeah.
What kind of math is that? Like, what kind of math are you getting into, Shannon?
Actuarial math. But yeah, like I do a lot of like financial math and actuarial like weird math that I didn't sign up for. Like I didn't think this is that like part of your day job, the other duties as assigned
Hmm.
that I've picked up throughout the years. And my sister can paint, she can work with clay, she can crochet anything her mind imagines, face paint, makeup. And I'm like, yeah, no, I can't even paint my own nails. It's just a disaster.
Well, maybe your art is numbers.
Honestly, at this point in life, I feel like somehow it's a talent, but yeah.
Yeah. I love
That would
it.
you have Arcturian skills instead of Syrian skills in this lifetime. Which somebody needs to take care of business. Well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, I never thought it would be me, but yeah.
Yeah. Hi Barb. San Antonio in the house, right? Did I get that right? Barbara from Bastrop Sage is saying hi.
Hello.
Our colloidal silver friend. How are you doing, Amber?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good, yeah.
Our quiet empath in the background here.
Amber, you look so like incredibly sun-drenched today. Like
Oh,
normally you do, but you look really like you look great.
oh, thank you. All of you look amazing. Yeah, I've been bathing in the sun the last few days out in the laying on the beach and at the river, just integrating all the energies and grounding. So yeah, that's why. Thanks for
Well, you
noticing.
got the golden glow from it.
But it's
Is
interesting that there's a river that close to the beach on Hawaii. So does that mean that, I mean, this is I don't know if there's an answer for this in this group, but like I wonder I wonder how the like is it the same water source just coming up from the underworld of Maui?
the under
So
No.
over where Eel Valley is, it rains every day pretty much.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so, yeah, it's just constantly bringing water down into the river, and that's where most of our water comes from.
So is it running through any volcanic ash?
It runs through all these are volcanoes technically, so it runs through all that, yeah.
So
And there's actually like lava rock that have olivine crystals in them, so the whole river is just like crystalline water, crystal clear. Just
Is
yeah,
that pure? Is that purifying the water like as it goes through with like the
yeah.
rocks?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's actually some spots where you can go up the river and hike like 30 minutes and you can put a little tea leaf in the mountain and the water will come it comes through the cracks of the mountain too. So
Wow.
and you
wow.
can just drink it straight from there.
That sounds heavenly.
Yeah.
Yes,
I drink it
yes.
straight from the tap in Mount Shasta and Sedona. Do you have any locations where someone has built a place for the water to come out for people to fill up their bottles
Just
from the
like
river?
that spot that I was saying, you just
Yeah.
put like a tea leaf in there and you can fill up jugs, but it's quite a hike back there. And that's where the water's basically like untouched, coming out of the mountain. So
Wow,
back
that's
there,
so
it's like
cool.
super. We'll have to take you guys there.
Yes, that
Yeah.
sounds good. That sounds fabulous. Oh, there's too many. I know too many of you all now in Texas. So Barbara is in Dallas Fort Worth, but then Donna might just share that she's in North Dallas as well. So we have a very strong Texas influence in this chat right now. For those of you joining us, we have Shannon's in Texas, I'm in California, Amber's in Maui, and Sage is in Georgia.
Shannon, do you consider Texas to be part of the South? I know that's like a a mixed review amongst people.
So it's interesting because it's kind of like Florida. Like, I don't
Got it.
consider Florida part of the South, but parts of Texas I consider part of the South. Like, I'm just north of San Antonio in what they call hill country,
Hmm.
and hill country is very southern. But like there are other places that are just so don't have that southern vibe. And I grew up in the Appalachian Mountains in like far eastern Kentucky, like where
Hmm.
Kentucky, Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, like where all that meets. And so we were interesting because Appalachia is southern, but like the rest of Kentucky is somewhat Midwestern, like Louisville's kind of Midwestern, but we're more southern. So here I consider north of San Antonio Hill Country, we have a little bit more of a southern vibe.
Gotcha. That's interesting how you ended up somewhere like within Texas that's also like country southern.
It is. I
Yeah.
can't. There's no city part of me. Like
Gotcha.
I just, and I gravitate toward, I guess, a very specific thing because here there are no hills except here in hill country. And the Appalachian Mountains are where I'm from are really old and so they're softer. They're not like when you go west and see the Rockies or, what they call them the Sawtooth up in Idaho, and they're like so impressive. Ours are just like rolling and they're old, and so here it's very hilly, but it's also super weird because we have like on our property is covered in hagstones.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Landlocked in Texas, hagstones everywhere. And so it's kind of a neat place, and it really does remind me of home.
Okay.
Now, what part of Georgia are you in, Sage?
I'm like 2 hours south of Atlanta, so I live like in a relatively big city, and it's nice to not like be in
Yeah.
Atlanta, be able to go there if I want to and visit and come
Yeah.
back in a day. Yeah. I'm more in
I
the
like,
like the woodlands area.
yeah, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, same. A lot of trees.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that we have a farm because I'm in downtown San Diego, and I have always enjoyed like the urban energy, I suppose, through most of my life, but now I am done. And I am so grateful that we have a farm almost an hour east and that I split my time every week because I think I'd be a wreck if I was only here. There would be no break from this. So yeah, I'm where we have where we have set up is so peaceful and beautiful and undisturbed. And that's a very we forget how bogged down we are until we go to a peaceful place and then realize that it's way easier to be present in a quiet place, I feel, than it is in a wild city environment.
It is,
So
and the older I get, the more I don't like driving in the city. I used to drive to San Antonio every day for work, and now I'm so spoiled. I just try to avoid it at all costs. I'm like, oh no, no, I'll just do this instead of going there and doing the thing. But it's fun to get out sometimes. Tomorrow I have to go to Houston, and that is the city. They have this like mega highway
where we drove all over Texas
I
last
think
year.
we drove through Houston.
with
We
like the 1 million lanes like all in a row. Yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah.
you landed in Austin. We
Yes.
drove and stayed in Bastrop. Then Case and Michelle showed up in Dallas, and we drove over there to get them.
And then I think they flew out of Houston. That's why we went to Houston.
It was Dallas, wasn't it? Or am I tripping?
I think it was Houston.
Okay, it was Houston. It was 2 hours. It
Yeah.
was 2 hours away. Okay. So yes, and then Case drove when we left Bastrop, and he drove us and told us his really cool and how he came to be who he is story
Yes.
on that drive. But yeah, I do remember. But Sage, you drove us home from Houston to Bastrop.
Yes.
Yeah, you all kept offering to drive, so I didn't have to drive in that. Now that's why I'm like, oh,
Yes.
great, it was fine.
Houston was very different, like Shannon was saying, compared to like the smaller towns in Texas. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Dude, we fell in love with Bastrop. Oh my goodness, that is the cutest. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the chat. I'm sorry. They're having their whole own conversation about locations in the United States. It looks like Emily is in Vermont and Sherry is also in Georgia. And okay, I got caught up.
Where about in Georgia?
Sherry, where in Georgia are you? Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything more important than us just naming off our locations. Okay. Sherry, when you have a moment, drop that in what part of Georgia you're in. Did anyone have any unusual sightings this week or anything, any like crazy frequency takedowns or like profound downloads?
I had one today, I'll share.
Okay, please.
Okay, so I had like a group coaching session like 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if I told you about it, Kimberly, I might have, but I was very excited for it, and then it just and everybody there was like fantastic and amazing, but I felt very off the whole time. Like have you ever feel like you're not in yourself? Does that make sense? You're
Oh,
like observing yourself, and you're
for
like,
the
who is this?
for about the last
Okay.
month. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like I'm just like watching myself hosting this thing. And I thought it was because okay, so I found out later I was getting a sinus infection. But I thought it was like, oh, it's because of like identity shifting or like quantum shifting, like, going into Scorpio season. And then today I hosted another one, and let me tell you, it was the most fun and silly and just it was fantastic. And I realized what had happened in the first one was I was being very performative. Like I was coming in of like, oh, we got to be a professional and be a coach and be a mentor and teach all these things. And this time I had a conversation with myself beforehand of like, we're just hanging out with the girlies. Everybody's chill, everybody's having fun, everybody's being themselves, and I can be myself. And I was just being very theatrical, like I
Yeah.
am. And I had the best time. And I was like, see, I wasn't trying to necessarily be performative. It was just like old remnants of past structures, but today brought a lot of clarity of you gotta loosen up.
Yeah, we need to tell ourselves that sometimes, I agree. Has anyone else been way more spacey than usual for about the
Yes.
last week or two? Okay, because I have heard other people talk about this too. So as soon as I heard other people that I don't know on YouTube, the very few sources that I listen to, one was making a joke. She's like, I was worried that it was early adult onset of dementia. Like, she's like, it was so bad. I have had so many moments where we're fine. And then that feeling of like when you're busy and you walk into a room and you're like, oh shit, what did I come in here for? Like 20 times a day in the middle of literally doing something and all of a sudden just being like, wait, did I just lose time? Like where, like I know where I'm at, but yeah, it's weird. And I've also had the strange sensation, which normally doesn't happen because I am out at my farm every week. Right before I wake up, I get this feeling of where am I going to wake up? And there's only two locations. It's going to be downtown or my farm, but it's a slightly different feeling, like almost an awareness of being in the astral, and then like my consciousness is talking before I'm back in the physical, and I've been able a few times just to keep my eyes closed and like where's my foot, like which way am I facing, like it's very disorienting until you tell yourself that it's okay, awake and asleep basically. How about you, Amber?
Oh, Friday was really, really intense for me. I had a frequency takedown, as you called it.
Yeah. Those are
The
no
whole on
joke.
Halloween, it was really intense for me, and then it impacted me so badly that it lasted like 4 days, and I was just like super nauseous and dizzy and couldn't
Yeah.
eat and just recalibrating. And then for the full moon, I decided I'm going to rewrite my story, and none of that exists, and I'm not sensitive to energies anymore, and they don't affect me, and the full moon didn't affect me.
Oh,
So
all right.
we'll see. I'm crossing my fingers, we're just reprogramming constantly, rewiring.
Sage, was the moon pink?
It wasn't really pink on like my end over here, but I also saw it like kind of earlier in the evening. I might have like transitioned into that later, but I didn't see it as pink. It was more just like his regular like yellow glowy self.
Oh, okay. I think it was supposed to be a pink moon. Just to catch y'all up. Uh, Sherry is a half an hour above. Okay, well, I have to find the damn comment, but I read it while we were talking. She's a half an hour above Atlanta.
Oh, above Atlanta, okay.
Yeah. Why can't I see it? Gwinnett. She's in Gwinnett.
Oh, Gwinnett. Okay, gotcha.
Gwinnett.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Dynamite said, I saw an airliner sitting still in the sky while I was driving. Didn't believe what I was seeing, so I pulled over to check, and yep, it was still. I yelled at it, I see you, and then I started up again. That's cool. Yeah, that's super cool. Um, oh, thank you, Emily. Emily had put it in there again for me. I had So Donna, I had a similar but different scenario situation happen that I was fully aware of while it was happening. And Sage, I told you about this. Through in the summer, I pulled up to a stoplight and it was dark and I was the second car back and there were cars next to me in the lane next to me. And the light turned green and no one moved. And I was like, so I'm looking like, is someone walking, in front of the cars? Like that would make sense. Or am I missing something? Whatever. No, no one moved. And so but then I immediately was like, I bet this is not an I wouldn't say abduction. Like that's a pretty strong decision there. And it sounds scary because nothing felt scary. I was honestly observing something happen to the people around me who were all just sitting in their car. They weren't looking at each other's car like I was. They were just looking straight ahead. But they all were frozen in time, having some type of experience. And I think what I think happened with me is I believe that my vibration and frequency is higher because of all the work that I do, that I was not invincible by all means. But whatever happened to them didn't happen to me, but it gave me the opportunity to be an observer of something really unusual that wasn't like scary, but I immediately knew that that this was a rare opportunity to observe something happen while it did. They were all still physically there, but they sat through the entire green light, entire green light, and then it went red, and then when it turned green, everybody drove.
I saw something like that on TikTok one day where this guy was like recording people like at this really public park. And all of like the people that were on this like trail were like facing the woods and nobody was moving. And he was like walking down this path and he was just like, what is going on? And like everybody was just facing the woods, kind of like we were talking about. And then like after a couple minutes, everybody just went back to what they were doing.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I also thought maybe whatever was taking place, I arrived like a few seconds later, and so I got to observe it too. But I knew that I was supposed to observe this, like that, like that man. Yeah, it. I don't remember if I thought to look up. I should have, like, is there a retractor beam or something? That was the interesting that was interesting in the sense that I didn't notice anything else unusual.
Was it the day of the rapture?
No,
Okay.
sorry.
We're all still here.
Yeah, we're all
Yes.
still here. No, this was like in the beginning of summer. I feel like 4 months ago or something. Um, but it was cool to like I was just sitting there and I was like, huh, I've heard about these things. And you never know how you're going to feel when something truly happens. Like we all say, I want to see ghosts, I want to see, not we all, I want to see something in the physical, I want to have experiences, I want to wake up in the astral. But until it actually happens, you don't really know how you're going to feel, and because it could go from just realizing that you're an observer to very unnerving. And I think you just it's how much faith you have in the fact that everything's always going to be okay, like I've had way stranger things happen to me. Donna says that she's had her cats freeze. And no, Emily, I've never seen any flying cows. Tiger Paw. No, I did. He asked, do you feel? Oh, do I feel like maybe I caused it? I have not thought of that. Um, I no, I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I have the power to stop freeze time. I don't. I could have glitched that. I could see a human being glitching electricity for sure, and glitching a signal, but not for people. I think there were at least three other cars, but there might have been more. And that's a lot of people to have a shared experience like that I guarantee they weren't aware of or don't remember. But now I'm gonna think about that. Did I cause it? I don't know.
Y'all had animals acting kind of weird. I have one dog that is, a friend of mine says he's a deer, a turtle, and a tortoise in a dog's body. I don't know why he's that collection of things, but I have 7 dogs to level set. So there are many to choose from. But he sees things, like he truly sees things, and he'll get sad if it's someone he knows, he'll that he misses. He'll
Yeah.
be like wary or whatever. But the other day, all of them were like walking around in circles and they were like hugely hyperactive and they just looked so weird. And I went outside and I think I had told you, Kimberly, about like I had this migraine and like major ear ringing and, all of these things were happening. And I didn't see anything. And I looked up, in the sky and I saw, I'm just looking at the moon and looking around. And I came back inside and it was just such a really weird time. And then John, my husband, went outside and he asked for protection. He, asked for protection and, he didn't mention it and he came back inside and we're just sitting around and I was talking to my friend and I couldn't make words. I was like, and I was so frozen because there was like a pipe with an eyeball in it. And I said, and normally
A
I don't
what? A what?
things with my eyes. It was like a pipe, like around like some sort of metal. It looked like metal, only it was red with an eyeball in it, with like an eye. And I was just like, what is that? And John's sitting at the kitchen bar and he turns around and he goes, oh, that's a biblically accurate angel. And I was like, what? What did you do outside? Like, what did you ask for? And he said, I asked for protection. And he goes, I think that's what that is. And then he goes online, types in,
Yeah.
finds the image of like what he sees, like in his mind when he said that. And it wasn't the whole image, but it was like a part of it. And after that happened, everybody just laid down and went to sleep, and it was like very chill. But I don't know what was here that upset them. I still, like I got nothing from it except seeing the weird eyeball like through my front door.
What
No
ti
idea what it was.
what I know you have a really cool property. Okay, so first of all, I went down a rabbit hole with real angels and how so when you were talking, I was
They're-
like,
When they
people, I
say
was
be
glued.
afraid, it's for a reason. Like it's really for a reason. Because I was like, oh, there's a giant eyeball in a pot.
Okay, that's that's so cool. I mean, I know it was scary at the
Very
time, but it's
weird.
really cool. So what would have you ever looked up the history of your property?
The only people who have lived on it before were the people we bought it from. Like they built and they lived here. And before that, I don't know, like earlier, I think it was part of someone else's farm. They bought it from a family that still has like
Was there
a
ever a
few
fire?
acres like behind us. Not that I'm aware of, but now there could have been something long,
Yeah.
like way back.
Because when you were talking, I was getting that there was an energetic imprint that isn't very active, but maybe on occasion something might come through, almost like there's a cool part in True Blood, the series, where at one point they keep seeing these almost like film strip or replays. It might be in the book, maybe not in the series, of like things that have happened. But I know that like in when sometimes mediums or psychics will go into known haunted places, and they will say that there's like an energetic replay of a traumatic event that keeps happening. I'm not getting like that you're not in a bad place, and I don't think you're on like a graveyard or anything like that, but I feel like maybe on occasion, for some reason, some events that have happened, and this feels really old, like indigenous
Hmm.
people might wander through, but almost because it's like, God, this is weird. Almost like they're not trying to replay the event specifically, but they're drawn to it because it happened, and so every once in a while it gets replayed.
Hmm. Now that would make sense because we have a lot of, and I'm not super Fae connected, but like other people here are. So we get a lot of like Fae activity from time to time.
Yeah.
And,
And I think that keeps it away for the most part,
yeah,
but maybe this was like an open, yeah. I don't know. Sage, did you get anything?
Yeah, mine's a little bit like more heavy, so I don't know if we should. Mine was
let's
mine
do it.
mine was what I was getting intuitively is that you know how like all of us come together to pour like really positive energy into the world and like that does make effective changes. Like what I was seeing was all of these kind of more nefarious persons that are doing that conversely on the other side, and sometimes we're feeling like roles of them trying to influence the frequencies on the planet and the earth, and your animals were like picking up on it and probably absorbing some of it for your family so you didn't have to experience it, and then calling in that protection of like and not here. Okay, that's what I was getting though, like it was some
Yeah.
type of like like a rolling blackout, but
Yeah.
like rolling like, hey, we were gonna send out all of these more,
It
oppressive nature frequencies out.
it felt
Mhm.
like something literally just moved through. Like
Yeah, it's like a wave.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Well, the
And
veil was thin also, right? The veil is thin
right. They're
and
probably using
they're
that as like a
they're yeah, and they're just super sensitive little energy, beings and
And
picking it
that could be because the dogs were not like they were like everybody was like on high alert, very tense, moving around, but it wasn't anything that like I recognized at all. So I mean that makes a lot of sense.
and we would think that we would be the first ones to sense it, right? But okay, so at those times, I am very convinced that these not only are they something that doesn't even have anything to do with us, they're distractions because you have been growing, it's not the right word, but your vibration or frequency has been
Yes.
expanding, like your abilities have been expanding massively recently, and your husband's really tuned in. And I bet that maybe together, or you like you hit this like, oh, she just went up another notch. We need to come in and scare her out of that, because the more beings that are more intuitive and multisensory and all of this great stuff that we all have the capacity to be, means that the the we are this new earth is shifting in exactly where we are intentionally putting it into a much better place, and there are a lot of things that don't want that to happen, and it's
I think that's very
none of their
true.
business, you know. Sorry, I guess I should go back to the chat here.
Unfortunately, most the 99% of what's actually going on we don't see, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that shit is real, you know.
Yeah. I try not to
mean,
get into it too deep because
yeah.
I just kind of get lost in the
Yeah.
sauce. I'm like, I'm gonna be over here doing what I can in my realm, but sometimes like it is what it is. Like that's what I was
Yeah.
feeling for you. Like it was just a wave of that coming through, and you and your husband are like above that, and the dogs are absorbing for you.
Yeah, as soon as the weird thing happened, everybody went to sleep and it was like super peaceful after that. But it was so weird because I've never experienced anything like that before. And then after that, things, I mean, to Kimberly's point, things have just been hitting me faster. Like I was having dinner, we were in Austin. I was there for work and I was having dinner with a friend of mine and John, and she's telling me this thing about her son, and I'm just like, this is a past life. Like this is, this was part of his past life, and it was just wildly accurate. And without naming names, her son is super into the Titanic, like super into the Titanic, and knows things about the Titanic. And this is not an iPad kid. He's like tightly monitored on anything like that. So his Titanic references, she's very familiar with because they came from the library. So yesterday, this kid comes home from school. He puts on this whole outfit, like a white dress shirt, some pants. He puts on suspenders and like a little newsboy cap and sets their table and says, "Okay, tonight we're gonna have the table like we're first class passengers on the Titanic," and like set the whole table. And he's
Well,
7. Like to put it in
yeah.
perspective, he's 7, and we had another friend today, and she was like, "Yeah, okay, he was on the Titanic in another life," but like those things are happening just a lot faster.
That's so cool.
So yeah, that was an interesting one. And this kid is so cool. I told her, I'm like, you should use this as a hook for everything. Like, oh,
Hmm.
if you want to learn more about the Titanic, do all the things you're supposed to do, and then we can, do more Titanic. Like you have your thing.
Yes, excellent mom advice.
Yeah.
I have a lot of those. I still have some. I still have Santa, the Easter Bunny, and the Great Pumpkin in my contact list on my phone, and I will threaten to call him real quick. Oh, you're gonna, yeah. I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't. It works.
You got to use what you got.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna be a jerk today. Okay, hold on. Let me make a no, no, no.
Yeah,
Like
we
it.
put on a naughty list.
Yeah. Yep. Real quick, you're gonna get on the naughty, and I'll keep making up characters too. Like I even went and found pictures, so like the contacts have a picture too,
Oh, I love that.
and I've always put the phone number to like a movie theater or something that I know is going to be an answering machine. Yeah, but that, you know,
That's very
um,
smart.
so in my experience, when you have a glimpse into something uncomfortable like you did, and you don't run away from it, but you use your tools, and your husband asked for protection, and you acknowledged it, and you did not let it keep you from pursuing what, your path. That is the clearest message to those things, that like you have no power here. And that's usually what I say out loud. Like, you have no power here. You're not invited. I am only the only energy welcome in my house, around me, around my son, around my family, is energy that has my highest good in mind. I banish anything negative. That comes up every once in a while, and it's just a weird feeling you get, and like you had your pets acknowledge it. But right after that, I will immediately see a profound growth. So it's almost an indication that
Yeah.
you're about to really step into some type of mastery. And it was like their last attempt. And shit's scary. So like but whatever. Um let's see. I want to make sure I'm not okay. I don't want to be the only one talking here. I'm real good at it, but I don't want to be the only one. Amber, did you have anything that you wanted to share during this chat?
Not that I can think of in this moment.
Okay.
Specific, but did you have those questions or something you had written down, or I thought
Oh
you
no, no, we're good. I just
did all that.
I just want to make sure that you're not waiting to share something. Oh, my doves are being so loud right now. Everyone listening, if anyone's interested in mushrooms, magical mushrooms, Star Council Legacy, reach out. You can find them on Instagram. You can just message me too if we're already connected, and I can pass you to Amber and Jay. And these are the good ones. So, from not feeling any physically altered in any way, you can function, you can go to work and everything, but your mind completely wakes up and the synapses happen, and all the rad stuff happens, and then you can also get to the point where you do have a physical change, and Amber and Jay will work with you too. So just putting that out there for everybody.
Yes. Thank you.
Sage, we haven't even talked about how amazing you are.
Sweet. And
Sage,
I concur with Amber and Jay that you need to link up with him, because I've done a lot of things in my life. I like plant medicine, and that was the best experience because it's coming from energy healers who are pouring their intentions into the plants. It's a completely different experience.
it's a safe.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Thank you. We actually have something new that's their P. natalensis, which is different than the psilocybin cubensis. And there's not a whole lot of research on the natalensis species, but it's what I've noticed is it's very calming, and it's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and it's like an embodiment, for sure, embodiment like medicine. So it's different than the other ones, and it doesn't like open me up as as much as the other ones, because I'm so sensitive. So in that aspect, it was a lot calmer for more sensitive people. So we have that too now. So
And what's it called?
It's P. natalensis. It's psilocybin natalensis is the strain that it comes from, and so it comes from South Africa actually, and so it's.
Did you get it on?
It's just like how there's all the different other names that we have, as like the Jedi, the Jack Frost.
Yeah,
that's the psilocybin cubensis strains, and then this other one is from South Africa, and it's its own strain. It's its own type of mushroom, which it does work a little bit differently. So, but yeah,
nice.
The fact that it's anti-inflammatory, it obviously helps with the mood stabilizing too. So
I was gonna say, it sounds like it'd be good for people to have like really dysregulated nervous systems,
yes,
and like grounding and safety within themselves, because other type of mushrooms you'd be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be a lot.
Yes. So I find that that's a lot better for us more sensitive senses. But yeah, it does help with the nervous system. Exactly. So anyways, let's go back to Sage and her beautiful magical rainbow that she is.
Thank you. I'm gonna take that with me and start saying senses. Like, yeah, when I refer to neurodivergent people, I call them neurospicy. So now I'm gonna call my the sensei, my senses.
My senses out there,
Yeah, that's cute.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
everyone in this chat, on this live and watching in the future, y'all need to follow Magic with Sage. She has the most uplifting and thought-provoking content, first of all, and you are the most intuitive person I've ever had the honor to call a friend.
Oh, thank you. That's a huge, that's a huge compliment. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sage you were instrumental at the beginning of my journey. And if anyone is wishing accelerated progress not to understand themselves, because we're all we we are in control of everything that happens to us, and so any blocks or anything preventing us from our intuition and our multisensory abilities were the reason that we're not reaching them. So it's not like an outside source that's preventing you or keeping you from being magical. It's your own understanding of yourself, the lies you tell yourself, and sometimes it could be like an ancestral thing or something that you brought to this timeline from another place. And Sage will help you figure it out in one session. Like, get right to it, and then give you ways to work on it and ways to handle it and ways to unlock it, and then you'll be changed. So if anyone is seeking that, like if you're ready, hit up Sage.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You'll get what you're looking for sure.
We will get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
She'll find those little blind spots, you know.
Like Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and for an extra added bonus, then order some mushrooms so that your mind is ready to expand and your consciousness, because once you have the self-awareness that you need to move forward at a much accelerated rate, it is all going to come in. And I don't normally say you need anything else, but mushrooms really help you expand your consciousness and be ready to accept it and comprehend what's happening. And instead of throwing up the blocks and the habits and the fear, especially, it gets removed and you're in a much more balanced and relaxed state. You can function completely, but those visits with the medicine will help you just break through things, So start the journey with Sage, then take a mushroom pill or a chocolate, and then come and drop questions in our chat and we'll answer them for you.
A little liquid light mycelial intelligence.
Oh, love that. Yes.
Yes, earth medicine. Remember who and what you are,
Yeah.
Eat the library of earth.
Oh, that's a bar.
Directly to it,
Yeah, you gotta make that your slogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yes.
It's always evolving, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Tiger Paw said link. So if you are referring to reaching out to Starr Council Legacy, then either just go to their website, or if you're on Instagram, just look up Starr Council Legacy, and it's 2 R's. So it's
on there.
Okay, I have my screen moved so I can see the chat. I can see you. So yeah, just reach out to Amber on Instagram if you're on Instagram, and if not, go to their website and there's your link. Although, well, yeah, I guess if you tell me that you're on Instagram, we could drop the link for you, but I think you understand at this point. Earth is a living library after all, Emily said. Yeah. Oh, and then Sage is at Magic with Sage. Yes. And everyone follow them, please. Our handles are all up on the screen. And yes, you are an Enlightenment Media is a group that I started like 3 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been 3 years? Yeah. I hand selected all the people that I find powerful and wonderful and magical and asked if they all wanted to be friends. And luckily they said yes. And then we made really funny videos together, and then we've stayed stayed that's why we're on here, because this is a meeting hub for us, and that's why we go live in Enlighten Up Media. Um
Are you girls still doing a retreat next year?
oh poor Amber's just Amber, I feel like you go to run an errand and then Shannon and I are like messages and pictures and everything on the group chat that we have. Well, a few times Shannon has said, yeah, you need to come out and visit me. And they have this incredible, huge, beautiful land that's even where you're what are you doing for birds? What's the right term for it? I'm sorry.
We have a wildlife plan for birds where we're all about providing nest boxes and food and water for songbirds. So we try to get birds to make babies.
Oh,
Yeah. And then you send that information to a college, right?
Cornell.
Cornell.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
like the
That's
Cornell
cool.
ornithology. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we have a standing invitation to visit, and you have a guest house in the back and
Mhm.
room for a retreat. So that's what that was about, Amber. Sorry.
yeah.
I know you're just like, what? But
Yeah.
you're
We'd have a good time.
mhm. Yes. But
How did you get into songbirds? It's like
So
so specific, not just birds, but like
I know,
specific.
songbird. So the people who owned the property before had the same thing going on, and they had these bird boxes and all these things. And we both like animals. John is more of a reptile person than anyone I know. If I had to sit here and confess all of our animals, we've got chickens, a bunny rabbit, a whole bunch of venomous snakes, different kinds of geckos,
guest
monitor
house.
lizards, turtles, tortoises, dogs, an axolotl, some fish. Like we got a lot of stuff going
You
on
got a whole
here.
zoo.
We do. And when we moved here, they were doing it, and we both love birds. And we have a friend and she has two parrots, and so we have all this stuff going on, and we just took over what they had already started and tried to like improve upon it and update all the little bird boxes and keep everything going. So we didn't even know that you could have like a wildlife plan for songbirds. And there was one here and they said, do you guys want to keep this? And we were like, yeah, this is cool.
It's
Wow.
amazing.
So we ended up doing it. And my grandmother is a big songbird person. We used to call her Yard Birdland. And, she's a little like she pops up as a hummingbird all the time now. She passed away last year. And I was on the phone, like we knew it was almost time. And I was arranging for, her remains to be transported and what all was going to happen. And my phone kept beeping, and there was a hummingbird that was like right here. And that was the call that, it had happened.
Mm.
But yeah, she was a busybody in real life, a little bitty tiny thing. And she was just into everything. Like she had more energy than like 15 people. So I never thought of her as a hummingbird. She always liked finches. And I'm like, oh, she'll be a finch. I'll see a finch. And then she was just like, vroom. So she's my little hummingbird.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm obsessed with birds.
I was gonna say you live in Birdland.
Yeah.
Like you, yeah.
Yeah, we have that connection. With the venomous snakes though, I'm really happy that you have a guest house.
Well,
Yeah.
it's good because John puts little tiny padlocks on them, like as if, we're all going to be like, okay, today's the day. We're just going to fling this puppy open and whatever. But he's very concerned.
Yeah.
He's very concerned about safety and security. So they all have little tiny locks. And I like to think I can't get to them, but they can't get to me either.
Oh, I'd have some Looney Tune shit going on with like anvils on top. Like, yeah. Like I
No,
respect you and I love you and from a distance, but I've tried. I've tried so many times and I just yeah, there's I don't know.
this
Um
batch I kind of picked out. They're called eyelash vipers, and they're really pretty, and they have little eyelashes. And so I was like, those are so cool. So his last acquisitions are, I wouldn't say my fault, but I wouldn't say they're not my fault. I was like, oh, those are really cool.
And he just was like, good, we can get more.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And Emily said that you have a bird brothel, which is really funny.
It's true.
Yeah.
And we're like, we encourage that bird romance.
They don't need encouragement.
Yeah.
Birds are, that's
Prolific.
all they do. That's all the singing. All that singing is just to seduce the girls. And I have doves, man. It's just so in their face too. And I'll observe and I'm like, bro, you are coming at her so hard, like just singing his heart out. And the girls will just be like, like, and I'm like, how are you still there? Like, and they're just like, I don't know if they're having their inside thoughts or something while he's, on the third overture of Phantom of the Opera or something next to her. Like it's amazing. It's amazing what the girls have to endure and how hard the boys have to work. And then when they hop on their back, it's over in like 10 seconds. So I'm like, that's what all that was about? Like, okay.
Yeah, there's a guy who makes videos on Instagram of if you were an actual male and like you were doing these bird mating dances.
I've
Oh my
seen
gosh, they're hilarious.
They're really
Yeah.
funny. Yes, they're very funny. I like those. Oh, okay. Well, I had a cool experience like 2 or 3 nights ago, but and I will share it, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone else has had their chance to share anything cool.
They've been
This is the
spraying the
place.
skies a lot over here, so we haven't had much visibility over here.
Yeah. Well, okay, so the biggest reason we started these lives is we want people to always feel welcome. This is where you ask anything. It doesn't matter how strange or weird thoughts that you've had, things that you've seen, and then we're going to share our weird stuff too, because this is the place to do it, and where it's welcome here as well. So has anyone had any massive activations or downloads this week besides me? Shannon, what happened to you?
I just had my massive migraine, my ear ringing, and I just keep getting a whole lot of like leaning into the whole mediumship thing. And that has been like crazy strong this week. So I
Well,
know
we
I'm
had,
supposed to.
yeah.
So I've been more open to just saying, hey,
Okay.
here's what's
Yeah, we're here.
happening.
Well, first, there was a massive solar flare yesterday.
There
And
were two X-Class flares.
okay.
Two X-Class flares in the same day, I think, and then another one the next day.
I don't like to play the blame game, but 100% that's why I've been a space cadet. And I've also you have a sinus headache. I've also had a really bad headache on and off, like for like the last like week. Okay. I'm gonna share my thing, but I want to share something really cool about Shannon. Um, Shannon is extremely intuitive. Some of you here in the chat have been in our lives before and had some readings. Yesterday, when we were trying to set up the restream, thinking everything was going to be fine today, um, I let the girls know that I was going to jump on a Zoom because I have created this new it's very fun thing. It's a reading party where you can pick a few of your friends and up to 4 people and book a party. And then I would do an intuitive reading for each person. So since we were on a video chat yesterday trying to work our stuff out, I asked Shannon if she wanted to join, and if she didn't have anything going on, she said yes. Amber, you were driving and you missed this because the signal got dropped for you. So I asked my client really quickly, would you be interested in having someone else join this as well? 2 for the price of 1. And I already knew her, like we're friends, and so she said absolutely. So Shannon joined me. Shannon, you are so so intuitive, and your medium work is like way, I forgot that that's kind of like specialty is a funny word, but there were things that you were able to tell them that I would not have tapped into because that is your area for sure. So yes, you're going through some really big promotions at work right now. And I'm glad that, and I think maybe that's why the timing of you joining us and us doing this stuff ha has been your confirmation to give you the confidence. Like you already knew, but like being able to do it live like this, um, that's a really good way to find out how good you are. Like that's how I discovered it. I was on a live with Sage and I was just doing light language while Sage was giving readings, like really good readings. And then I didn't even know you were going to ask me if I picked up anything. And I shared and it was accurate. And that was like on a TikTok live is when I realized that I could do it. So yay for networking with friends.
It's true. And I had such a like crazy persecution, witch wound kind of situation. And Sage was the first one that was like, here's a thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then Kim, the first time I ever met you, you're like, ooh, like a really, and I'm like, and it's been a recurrent theme, like, I mean, I guess through many lives. And so that's the thing that I'm trying to, you know, break down and move around. And I feel like I've been a lot better at it. But like truly the two of you were like, yeah, this is big. And it helped me see that and deal with it.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad I didn't realize that. I'm glad that just bringing attention to things and when you're ready to hear about them, like you do the work. We're Sage and I are the messengers, but you do the work. But you have to be ready to do the work because people can tell you you're you're gifted or you're good at something or you're in a bad relationship or whatever over and over again. But until you're ready to hear it and accept it and like do something about it, what's the point? And so luckily you are someone who is always looking for problem solving and moving forward.
When did that thing happen at your house?
Oh, let me tell you, I sent a picture of it, so I just had it up. Let's see.
Donna said we had a timeline jump on the 4th at 6 a.m. Central Time, and she felt weird all day. So I bet it was on the 4th. Today's the 7th. That would be 3 days ago.
It was not that long ago. Let's see. Try to find.
But it was really recent.
In the last week.
Let me see what night it was.
Was it 2 days ago?
It was October 27th. It was Monday night and October 27th.
Okay, I could also see how like if we're carrying witch wounds like that, like sometimes you'll magnetize experiences to yourself, especially because it's around Halloween and the veil of like making you feel oppressed by like some type of external situation that's happening, like if it was one of those waves to help you work through the witch wound.
Oh,
Like I can feel this, but I'm still safe.
yeah, it was so weird because I couldn't place any of it. And I mean, I even went outside and I like very consciously like looked around and I'm like, is there anything I should see or know or like what is here? And I got some beeps, like three beeps, then like a long thing. And so I came back in and I said, John, do you know Morse code? He goes, I know SOS. And I'm like, I don't need that. Like, I need to know. Like, this sounded like, and it was only my left ear. Like, and I even physically turned around, nothing on the right side. And so it was either SOS, B, or S. And I was telling my friend, I said, this was so weird. And he goes, and I said, it could be SB because that's my like maiden name initials. And he goes, or it could just all be BS. And I was like, bah, ha, ha, that's funny. But I came back inside and I told him, and then he went outside and did what he did, but he didn't, he didn't say, I'm going to go outside and ask, for protection. And then it was like maybe, I don't know, not long after that, I'm having a conversation with my friend and she's seated on her couch and I'm on like another couch and we're talking to each other. And I just I couldn't even make words when I saw the help that had arrived. And then after that, everything calmed down. But it was very strange because I could not sense it. And normally I feel like I have some sense of what's around.
Hmm.
I mean, not always, but some sense.
I think you experienced a timeline jump or some type of shift because I was seeing like if you were looking at the room ahead of you, a line down the middle of it, and this side looked grainy and darker, and this side it was almost like you were choosing, like, am I ready to step ahead? When it comes to the sounds in your ear, not the whole
Mhm.
other experience, but those, it's almost like your frequency was being tuned, and the fact that you were aware of it and you could
Yeah.
hear it means that you were far enough along that you could actually hear the shift and change happening. And that might have been
It's
what
like
triggered the negativity to come through because they're like, uh-oh.
something's happening.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It was very unusual, but it wasn't, and I didn't feel like I didn't feel threatened or anything at
Yeah.
that time. I was more concerned because the dogs just kept, walking around and they were restless. And it wasn't just baby who's the one that usually does weird stuff.
Yeah.
It was like everybody.
Yeah. Huh. So what,
Baby's a very weird dog. Like when when dead people show up, baby's like on it. Like he knows and the other dogs don't care, don't notice, don't, I don't know what, but he's a super sensitive little guy.
so what'd you get, Sage?
Like about the situation?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just I just like something occurred to me of like maybe we were going through that to clear out like another level of witch wounds because if people okay, let's like I'm sure that people are sending, not to get like too deep into this, but I'm sure that they are people that are sending out, negative vibrations on purpose in order to, infiltrate what we're doing over here, right? But I'm sure that there are people on that side who are also psychic and like very in tuned. And so they're trying to combat like other psychics over here. So if you're going up into higher planes and dimensions, then there's probably what are those called? Like contingency frequencies that are being sent out for people who are moving up levels. So I'm wondering sometimes when we're shifting, we attract like when I started working on boundaries, I said, I really wanna hold boundaries. Then I just started getting slammed in the face with all of these opportunities to hold boundaries. So I'm wondering if that because it was around
Very
Halloween
similar
and when the
thing. Yeah.
veil is thin of like, okay, well, let's bring her something so that she can see that, oh wait, I'm actually safe and I can step above the frequencies. And I have a partner who's here with me too. I'm not alone. I have a tribe, right? If that was like a initiatory to the next level.
That's kind
Yeah.
of
I
like,
mean, the timing was right there. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Amber, that's kind of like the Aloha code, right?
Yeah.
Where like you are, oh, are you ready? No, are you ready, ready? You're ready, ready? Okay, let's do this then. Yeah, like asking for, I'm ready. But
No,
like, yeah, yeah.
totally. I agree with Sage 100%. Yeah, yep,
What a better time to work through witch ruins than Halloween?
right.
Yeah, for sure, huh?
Here we go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Right.
Are you ready? Okay.
Right.
Little testy test.
Yeah. I've
Paige, Kimberly, Amber, do you guys see any patterns to people who come to you during that time period? Is there like, did you see any repeat patterns from clients or anything around that time? Is there like a theme to it for you all from time to time?
I had a multitude of clients who were second guessing and doubting their abilities and stepping onto a path further. Like they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, but them not even be sure like why they were feeling so fearful. It was almost like it felt like it was coming out of nowhere for them. And
Mhm.
so they were coming to talk about like how can I get over what my subconscious is throwing up to me. Like they know the truth, but like your body kind of gets like locked down in fear because of programming and all the different things and being on the fringe. Right, stepping into that. What about y'all?
Amber, do you want to share anything?
I'm trying to think like of a, she's saying like anything repeat. I think that I do feel like October, right, is always like, it feels like the most intense time of the year. It seems like, and these lessons do come up, but it seems like, and and then a new one will come up if you're leveling up. And then, so I think that it's always this time of year is where it's really powerful and present in the lessons repeating, right? And then now we're going back into Mercury retrograde, so now we get time to,
well, things repeat and come back up when you're ready to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and until you actually, like, that's shadow work. So if you may really do a lot of work in one area, removing witch wounds, for example, and think that you got pretty far, but then because you have, okay, so say you do all this work in the beginning of the year. Well, now we get to this time and it's ready for you to find out how far you've come, like, and maybe with the veil being thinner, collectively, uh, that's going to show you what you're made of and let you see, yes, that work paid off. And now faced with something that we've gone through before, are you going to observe it and not react, but respond properly? Or are you going to be triggered? Like anything that triggers us is room to grow. Anything. And whether that's feeling a lack of self-confidence or fear or others' negativity making you feel smaller or not being able to stand up for yourself, whatever that is, and so that I could see that coming up, um, which would keep people collectively in a state of ir maybe that's why I was in such a bad mood the other day. Dude, I was like, where is this coming from? I was just like, everything was irritating me. I don't that I've had plenty of that in the past, but like that's not my life anymore, and I own my actions, and I know if, and it wasn't triggered by like eating poorly or anything. And I was just in this weird, like super hypersensitive, touchy mood. And I wonder often if that is like a collective thing and we feel the byproduct of it, and that at those times we just have to remember and say, like, this doesn't belong to me. This has nothing to do with me. Like, go away. I don't want to be in I don't want to match the lower vibe of whatever y'all got going on that you're working through. But I didn't have I've noticed that my clients have been more fun. It's almost like they're like they're tired of being tired. They're tired of having to solve so many problems, and they've made some breakthroughs, and so now they just want to enjoy it. And actually, Sage, I was going to ask you, um, in your journey, on your journey of being a healer and a teacher and all the different things that you've been good at and that you've placed your focus on, and the what you've offered to help your clients work through, what would you say your specialty is right now?
Oh, that's very interesting twist there at the end.
I know.
That's because it's always something rotating. Um, okay, so let's see. So I was really like the last chapter I was in, I was really focused on inner child healing. I'm a huge proponent of working with our inner children because that's where most of our programming and fears and just everything that's not serving us, most of that started in childhood. But I've kind of made a very recent pivot into connecting with people who, like you said, have done an immense amount of shadow work. Like they know what they got going on. Like they're incredibly self-aware, but now they're on the hamster wheel of healing and actually re-traumatizing themselves because we keep on looking back at things that have created disturbances when in all actuality they're ready to just release all of that and just fully move forward towards their goals, dreams, desires. And that's one of the reasons I like Inner Child, because it's fun and whimsy and imagination and magic. But let's put that down because we're done with that chapter in that phase. What are we doing to move forward? Like, that's what we really need to be focused on, because I feel like the collective right now needs more of that energy. Like, there are so many brilliant, probably everybody's brilliant, but there's certain persons in the collective that have very innovative ideas, but they maybe are a little afraid to make forward movement because it's on the fringe. And so I'm trying to push people over, like, no, you got it. Okay, like, it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be fabulous, it's gonna change the entirety of the world. So really focusing on like self-concept of I can do this.
Like the
And not
adult
worrying about all the stuff
conversation.
back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like it's time for adult conversation.
Yeah, what do you mean by like adult conversation now?
No, it's not the inner child. So all the work that you did and like with your inner children and being able to drop into feeling in the now and using your creativity or imagination and remembering who you are and remembering how exciting it used to be when all the possibilities were ahead of you
Yes. Yeah,
and
kind of like taking your adult and then having them hold their inner child's hand and doing it together, because the adult's the one that's gonna like make it happen on the 3D plane, but the inner child's gonna be the one that actually is getting them to do it because of the fun and magic. But yeah, that possibility of I don't have limitations.
yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah, there's a big difference between saying I have possibilities and then actually acknowledging that I have access to the all. I'm capable of anything I set out to do and I'm stepping into my power.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's
So
one
you
thing to think about it, it's another thing to
to own
let's
it.
get it moving. Let's get it moving. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't come from ego. It doesn't come from narcissism and not at all. It is a comprehension of what it means to be authentic and sovereign and im- important, not self-important, but important. Like recognizing your role in all of this and that you do matter and that you have a lot to offer and like feeling confident about that, like actually recognizing that you're a god, like a creator god that is and just completely rewriting all everything that's going on in your life at that moment. Like I think a lot of people fear, like it's imposter syndrome, or they fear what they truly know inside. Like when you're in the shower or you're kind of daydreaming and you have these like really exciting scenarios in your head and you put yourself as like the main character and you're doing all these cool things and you're getting the attention that you want, not needy, but like you're getting acknowledged for what you're good at and whatever it is, however people do their most fun daydreaming. That's that character, that main character is you. Like you absolutely have access to the all. You can manifest, you can remove everything that's in your way. You can break off toxic relationships. You can speak up. You can empower yourself and you can and that's the key. Like there are so many people on social media now that are like with all the one-liners on their videos, like if you stopped on this video it's because you need to hear what I have to say, or and they have the answers to things. No, no, they don't. They're really good at almost like if you can read a textbook and it tells you exactly how to do something, but unless you turn around and exactly do that as yourself, like you find a way to do it through your main character, there's no point to it. So constantly going to other people and like listening and thinking that they're the one that's going to help you solve it, if you just do everything that they say, like that never works ever. It's coming to somebody like you, Sage, and having a real conversation, and you point out things gently that's happening in their life or in their personality or in their relationships or whatever, by you shining a light on those things, bringing it to the front, and then asking them, what are you going to do about it? How do you feel about this? Why have you allowed this to happen to you? Why do you carry this with you? Like, it's time. Like, let's move forward and get rid of it. So then all of a sudden they start to understand that their role in it is the most important, and they don't have to give advice to other people. They just have to be the brightest light in the room. Those people are going to witness that and then hopefully turn into that themselves. And that's what sorry, I know I'm all over the place, but that's what I like about you, is you don't ever come off as like, hey, I'm going to tell you how to fix yourself. No, but I'll really help you
I'm gonna shine a
figure out.
flashlight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a conversation about that earlier with I was holding a manifestation class, but I made it very clear, I'm not telling you what to do. This is an
Yeah.
extra tool. If this works for you, fantastic. If not, that's okay. Like, it's great to try new things. Actually, no manifestation, this is just my opinion. Okay. No manifestation technique or tool is better than one or the other. No healing
No.
process, nothing. It all at the end of the day is you. Whatever works for you, right? There's no right or wrong. Sometimes I love journaling, and sometimes I like asking myself questions, and sometimes I like meditating, and sometimes like it all is moving you forward. It's all just helping you with your confidence and your self-concept of like, I'm the creator, I'm source, I'm the director of this movie that I am in. Like, all of them are helping with that. But there's no right or wrong.
Yes. Well, because how do you feel? Like, it's so textbook when a therapist says, how did that make you feel? But no, really. Like, are you aware of how that made you feel?
That's one of my favorite questions.
Yeah.
How did that
Like,
feel when I said that?
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
where did that hit? Did it trigger you? Did it
Mm-hmm.
encourage you? Did it scare you? Okay, cool. Now, you're a master at like getting to the heart of something in like 7 to 10 questions, to where in like 3 minutes you go from bringing something up to then that person has like a tremendous breakthrough, an epiphany, because of the way it's been worded, to literally trigger the real response out of somebody,
Yeah,
and
I think that's what we like collectively as healers, like that. Obviously I'm not talking about specific people, but just we as healers need to kind of gravitate towards of, I'm not giving you an answer, I'm
Mhm.
illuminating things for you.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
giving you a different perspective. I'm mirroring back to you. I'm not your savior.
Yeah.
Like, this is you getting advice from you, from a different version of you. Very
Well,
different highlights of what's going on in your life, but we're not doing like, hey, this is exactly what you should do, because that's taking away like
yeah.
people's sovereignty.
Any session you have with any of us, and if we channel whatever we tell you, whatever we see, whatever we comment on, that is all coming from you. You are showing this to us, your higher self. Maybe you've brought in some guides to assist, whatever. We don't have the ability to look at anything that you don't want to share. Like, we're not going in there like with a flashlight, like move. Okay, maybe a little bit, but with your permission, to help you unearth it yourself. But all we're doing is literally commenting on the show that you're sharing with us, and we've had a lot of conversations and studied a lot and educated ourselves on ways we have earned some tools, so that when something does come up, we're able to help you navigate through it. Like, we may, because what's the point of us seeing something and then not being there to help you talk through it? So yes, we've come prepared, but anything that we see is coming from you. We are a conduit, and when you book a session with us, we believe that you mean it. and we're not going to let you waste your time, you know, and we're not, I'm not a nosy person. So, so like sharing, you know, observing things and sharing them back is not some perverse sense of like viewing into somebody's personal life. Like I don't, I doesn't even occur to me, you know, and I don't know. So I think maybe that's what I'm pointing out is there are different versions of people that show up on social media and suggest that they're healers or that they want to help you and they want to work through it. But those people are just going to repeat things that they've studied or concepts that they've come up with and what they think works, mostly what they think you want to hear. None of us here will ever tell you what we think you want to hear. Ever.
I'm gonna tell you what your higher self wants you to hear.
Yeah.
It's
They've been trying
almost
to, they've been trying to
always
reach you.
Yeah.
very opposite or different in lots of ways than what you want to hear. Like, I have a situation with someone who the person that this person is interested in, like I can see is like the embodiment of two bad life decisions previously, like in the flesh. But although this person knows it, they're not ready to they're not ready to accept it. And
Yeah.
so I can be like, ding, 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 this is the thing. But if they're not ready, they're not ready. But it's not the thing you want to hear, which is like, oh, this is sunshine and flowers and daisies, go for this.
Yeah, no. No. None of us are mean here either. We
Yeah.
we we will share this information back to you in the most gentle but also very honest and straightforward way because the whole purpose is to grow. And if we help somebody work through their stuff and they become more powerful, that's never competition. That's not how this works. That means that we just all got stronger as a community, you know, as a group, as a tribe, whatever you want to call it. And it's vital that that happens. And I do feel like this is my purpose. You know, we all have quite a few different purposes throughout our lifetime, but this really like especially these lives, this feels like the one I am 100% acting on my passion and my joy and my excitement when I show up for these. And so, you know, thank you for being part of it. And that is because we are supposed to be talking about this stuff, you know? And does anyone have questions in the chat that you want an intuitive answer to? We've been doing a lot of conversating. um, we can, we can, someone here will have an answer. um, oh, we've been on for almost 2 hours. Y'all doing okay? It's latest for Sage.
I was about to say I got about 15 more minutes left in me. I can feel my eyes getting sleepy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm an early bird.
Me too. By the time it's dark, I'm like getting ready for bed, and by 9 o'clock, I'm passed out usually.
Yeah, same. Same.
Do you all fall asleep? I fall asleep early too, but then I wake up about an hour or an hour and a half later and typically stay awake for a while after that. Does that happen to you?
It used to happen to me a lot. Like I had a very difficult time sleeping and staying asleep, but as of more recent, I've been able to stay asleep most of the night.
Yeah, it happens to me almost every night. And I'll laugh because every time I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I had my nap. I, you know, I thought it was bedtime, but I guess I had my nap. Like I'll wake up so much that I actually put on a show and watch a whole episode and then I'm able to go back to sleep. But it'll I'll be sitting there at like 9 o'clock and all of a sudden it's like narcolepsy approaches and I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. I want to know what happens, you know? I like to watch TV at night. Um, that's funny. Okay, did anybody say? All right. Well, uh Okay, so if nobody has a specific intuitive question that they want to drop in the chat, I suppose we can share our closing thoughts. At this point, everyone knows how to find Magic with Sage for the next step on your journey. And Amber and Jay in Maui go to Star Council Magic. That's Star Council Legacy. That's Star with 2 R's. And if you want a very fun psychic reading party, Shannon and I will be doing those together. And you can hit me up on Queen of Swords for Hire. The link to my stand stores on my profile. And everyone, Sage and Amber, the link to your information. Sage, I know the link to reach you is in your profile on TikTok, and you have a big presence on TikTok and Instagram. Amber, is the link to your website or how to get a hold of you or to know more about you on your?
Yeah, on Instagram, I believe
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Okay.
Just message me on Instagram. It's good.
Yeah. And I imagine soon, Shannon, you will have your own services ready to go. But if anyone really connects with Shannon, by all means, find her on Instagram at Appalachian Lonestar and start a conversation in the messages. But yeah, her and I are so we did that reading party yesterday, and Shannon, you like I want to say I want to say you were just as good as me, but I don't mean that in an ego. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it was my party, but you equally shared.
It was so fun. It was so
Yeah,
much fun.
yeah, yeah.
And
Like,
it was, and plus it was a great group of people.
yeah, it was.
Like they were 3 really cool people.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I know that that had to make it easier, but yeah, that was so much fun.
yeah, yes. So if anyone wants to book one of those, go to my profile, and then it'll take you to my stand store, and you can book a party. But Sage, is there anything that you would like to encourage people to look you up for specifically?
I do have a 21-day challenge, Say Yes to Magic, that is coming up that I'm super excited for. So on December the 1st, I'm putting together a group and we're going to be in Telegram. And I'm going to be sending channeled messages every single day to help people like tap into your magic and your whimsy, like that inner child type of energy, just to bring more enchantment to life. Because I have made a pledge to myself this winter that I'm not going to be in the seasonal depressies. It's not going to affect me. Kind of like Amber was saying, like, this moon's not going to get me. And so I said, you know what? I need to bring some more sunshine into my life, like energetic sunshine. And a great way to do that is bring other people on the journey. So I said, let's just make it a big old collaborative experience. And so sunshine for everybody. And so that's going to be the theme, sunshine in the wintertime. But if you want to join me, you can find that on my social medias. And we start on December the 1st.
Beautiful.
Yes. I'm
Yeah, that
excited.
was a
And
very
it's like
good.
a
Get
magical
myself plugged
advent
back in.
calendar.
Do what
Yeah.
you say?
I said you're like a magical advent calendar, you know,
Oh my
like in
God,
between
yes.
holidays. Yeah,
Yes, you
that's
get the
so cool.
vibe. That's how I need to promote it. Yes, every day. Like, oop.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
very
thank you
cute.
for that, Shannon.
So cute.
Okay.
That's very cute. Well, as someone who has been in a few of your groups over the years, they are amazing. They
Oh,
are
thank
so
you.
fun, and the people that are drawn to you are such a good group of people, like self-aware, and everybody has a sense of humor.
Silly gooses, my silly gooses.
Yeah, and it's
My
and
sensies.
well, and powerful people. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, powerful people too. So, yay! That's that. But now, okay, my brain is just seeing the advent calendar now. So what are you
I
gonna
know,
do?
I love that so much. I'm like, yes.
You're gonna have to use that every day you get to open
I
up the
am.
door.
Yeah.
I love
So
that.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I'm sure there's an AI way to create you opening. Well,
You
whatever.
can
We'll
do it,
we'll
I'm
talk about
sure.
this. We'll talk about this. But yeah, you could totally have fairies opening doors
Yeah, that'd
every
be
day.
cute.
That's so cool. Okay, let me go over here to the chat real quick. Everyone is there. There was a lot of chat, but it was a lot of comment. dialogue between each other, and so I didn't read all of it. Okay. Well, if anyone, no, sorry, let me delete, let me start over. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for showing up, for keeping us company, for listening into our conversation. Shannon, when I met with you a year ago and we just hit it off, and then when I heard that you wanted to start a podcast, I asked if you just wanted to have a chat, in like a video chat about it, because I
Yep.
love to help people get their ideas going. And little did I know that we were going to be doing this together, but I'm sure that I must have just felt that vibe and was like, anyway, what I told you is that I wanted it. What I told you is I felt like you would be such a good representation of somebody with a front porch, and like your friends come over to have these like great conversations on your front porch. It's very welcoming and comfortable and warm, and there's going to be this great conversation. And I feel like we've achieved that here.
Yes.
And but the advantage to ours is that, unicorns and fairies and dragons and all the multi-dimensional people, whether you feel like cosplay or you actually show up in your yeah, dragon, you show up in your costume, or you show up as your authentic, magical self. um I am It is such a privilege to participate in this and to have our friends join us and have a really fun chat happening in the chat room. And thanks for listening. Thank you for being drawn and attracted to what we are setting out to do here, because we're not talking to ourselves. We are talking to you, and we are here for you, and you are all wanted and loved and important and matter. And um, thank you. Thank you for being part of this. And thanks for joining us, Sage.
Thank you for having me. This was
Yes.
super fun with my
Really
gals.
cool.
Yeah.
Thank
A
you.
girly time. I
Well-
live with a boy, a teenage boy, and so I don't have girly time a lot. So this is fabulous. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
boy mom.
grateful.
Boy
Yes.
mom. Well, and Sage, it's so funny you keep saying that like you're our guest, because you're part of this. So it's not like you're a guest. You just happen to have some time to show up here. Oh, Case just started his daily frequency session right now. So we're being sent off with Case Everyday Masters Frequency, who was with us 2 weeks ago. Sage, we're going to see you again in the future. Anytime you're
Yes. I'll
available.
be back.
Shauna Ava let us know that she's going to join us next week. So we will be having Team Light in the house. And, Sage, if you drop in for 10 minutes every once in a while, it doesn't matter who's here.
Oh yeah, I could do that too.
You're
Yeah.
part of it.
I haven't thought
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, I could just remember a couple minutes.
Yeah, just pop in, share some Mary Poppins type wisdom for
I
everybody.
could do that.
Yeah. And okay, so no, we had such a great conversation that and no one asked a intuitive question in the chat, but we will go back to that where we give readings. I mean, that's always a part of this if anybody ever has a question. And again, just take notes throughout the week and bring them and drop them in the chat. Questions and things. Thank you. We appreciate you all. And I did not mention, but Amber and Jay also are Reiki masters and regularly hold Reiki attunement classes or teach. You say it. I don't.
No, we teach energy healing. Yeah, Reiki energy healing classes.
Holy fire Reiki.
Yes.
Okay. So,
yeah, we're playing with the name because now that's becoming a thing too, apparently. So can't.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anywho's, yes.
Got to copyright your version. Aloha
Yeah,
Reiki.
exactly.
Okay. Well, if anyone's on the path of wanting to bring Reiki into their life and learn about it, they teach it. So
my friend got attuned by them that I just found out. Her name's Victoria.
Oh yeah, I love Victoria.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
she's
that's
amazing.
cool.
I know, she's so cute.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's very sweet.
Yes. Oh, she's okay. She's in my
yeah,
I have
same Victoria.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a group activation every month. It is getting bigger and bigger, and everyone keeps coming back, and it is so fun and powerful, and each time it's stronger. Please, please come join us. The link is in my bio. It is only $33 a month. In addition to the group activation, we have this great conversation afterwards. People exchange information. You will totally make friends in there, and it is awesome. It is so the next one is if the 17th is a Sunday, it's the 17th.
I think it's November the 16th.
Yeah, I'm terrible with dates. So Sunday, November 16th at noon Pacific Standard Time. Just do the math, and you're all welcome. Please join. And there a lot happens in that. I do a guided energy activation and upgrade, get out of your own way kind of thing in the beginning, take us through all the clear chakras, like whatever it is, like all this magical stuff that we do. Everyone has very powerful experiences. Like if you've been waiting to feel this, you will feel it in there. Not necessarily because I'm guiding it, but because everyone that participates, like it is strong. Like you might check out and like wake up 20 minutes later feeling like a different person. This is just the feedback I get. So please, please, please join us. Everyone's in there. Amber and Sage show up when they can. Yeah, it's once a month, but you also have access to asking questions and follow up and all that other stuff, and you'll make friends. It's participating with the group. A lot of the people, oh, Barbara shows up in it too. So a lot of the people that are in the chat are actually part of it already. So, okay, I'll let y'all go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
We appreciate you.
Aloha.
Grateful for you.
Mahalo.
Good night.
Bye.